me, I wanted to introduce Al Bright. Al Bright is performing here for the second time in the history of the museum. He was here in 1978 with Pat Pace. So I would like you all to welcome back Al Bright.
I want to say that this is an extraordinary experience, one that I hope that all of you will remember for the rest of your lives, because I know it's a very special thing in terms of this magnificent turnout, not only to see me do what I'm attempting to do for you, but to celebrate the importance of the arts in all of our lives. Art is the most significant gift that we as a species have been awarded with. It's a challenge to all of us. Every single one of us is gifted with art. Some of us think of it as a curse in some regards, because when you try to produce it and you don't get the affirmation that you want from it, it tends to bring pain. But the reason that we relate to art so significantly is because it's the most natural thing that God has given us as a species. No other species on this planet produces art like a human being. We start as children, scratching, ruining our parents' walls, and every tool we get, we're on the dining room tables, we're scribbling. But art is a natural gift to us as human beings. And I want to say that on this auspicious day, here is the Super Bowl happening today. And Lou Harris, one of the greatest pollsters of all of our 20th century, 21st century, he did a poll in 1976 called Americans and the Arts. And his poll indicated that there are more people on this particular day and any day like this who are lined up, queuing up all over the earth to go into museums and galleries and art facilities to stand in front of something that they wish they had continued in their own personal experience in their art. There are more people right now queued up to see art events like this than there are for all of the people in Indianapolis that are lined up for the Super Bowl. Every day. Every day. I've been all over the planet and I've seen them queued up in the cold, standing there to see Van Gogh, 3 or 4 blocks, to stand there to see someone who his generation never understood. But the inspiration for us to know where we are going and where the possibilities of us are in terms of that. So this is an incredible experience, and I'm only blessed to be a part of it. What I'm going to do today is to come to you a la prima. I come to you in a blank canvas, like a tabula rosa, like it came into the world. All of us, blank. Having things imprinted upon us from the moment in the womb that make an impression on us and to guide where we're going to go. The first mark on this piece to violate that space is going to be the finite aspect of all of the energy that's loaded in this room. Every one of you will be a major part of what's going to happen here in a few minutes. This group of musicians, Jesse Dandy Trio, is one of the most extraordinary everything that they're doing is improvisation. We're not rehearsing. I don't have a score. I don't know what's going to happen up here once this thing breaks off. But it's going to be an ebb and flow with all of us in this room. Your feelings, your rejections, your energy. I mean, there will be points when you want me to get the heck out of here and stop. don't touch it anymore. But it's a matter of creation and destruction, like time and space. And it's an ebb and flow, like time and space. No 2 seconds are the same. It will keep on moving with your ebb and flow in the room. But there will come a moment in this room, and I promise you that that moment will come when we all will really feel a consummation, when this thing is coming to a closure. And I hope that I can step back and walk away. A fool is one who doesn't know when to stop after his made his point. I wanted to get down in it like you, man, but I just didn't have it.
You did. You did, yeah.
Grab it and hug it.
I like the way you shake your booty, buddy.
Oh, man. Sloan's intimate to help me tonight.
It turned out good.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're a real showman.
I'm just so happy to that this thing has come off. I'm overwhelmed.
I can't imagine how you work in wet on wet all the time. You know, everything you put down mixes a little bit with that stuff underneath, you know. And yet you seem to be able to control it.
Well, it's an avoidance of mud.
There you
We
go.
were talking up there about the beautiful grays you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get that. You got to take the chance of something to pop up that will sustain. It's all primary.
Yeah.
I saw that new piece. That was a new piece you sent me on that card.
Yeah, that's one of the Gaga-ism style that
Oh man!
You have to come over and see what I'm doing sometime.
Oh, I would love that, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just like you're inside of this piece, is clawing and clawing to get out of it. It's incredible what you're doing.
Wynton Marsalis really inspired me. I don't know, watching him, listening to him, everything he says is, he talks like a painter, you know.
Well, he is.
And he puts it out on the line, everything, you know.
I painted with him when he was 16 years old.
Really?
Yeah. I brought when Blakey brought him.
I can't imagine. You know all these people.
Well, he brought him to me, man. You know, in Youngstown, 1980.
Oh,
he was
wow.
on his first road gig. And
But,
Blakey was telling me, you know, he said this cat is going to be, you know, it's going to be, you know, who it is all about. But it's about reaching out and taking those kind of expansive.
Yeah, taking a chance every note.
That's it.
Forcing everything out from the heart, you know.
That's it.
That's it. And you were doing the same thing today.
All the time. But I'm so happy you guys are here. I can't wait to see it on the light now. You know, I mean, a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it looks better right down here than it did up there.
Things happen to penetrate the space back into the zone. Thank you. Waiting on that party, so we can.
I haven't got to your level. No. But I did away with all the stuff I still have, but I don't.
Hey, master. Oh, shit, you took it. Glad you're here, man. I hope you enjoyed that experience.
I have like it's like a.
Al,
Hello.
I've met you once before, I'm J.R. Campbell's wife.
Oh my God, yes. And this is your daughter?
My daughter Willa.
Oh, you got a talented family. You're an artist too, I'm sure.
Sort of.
Yeah, well, sort of. We all are sort of. Trying to perfect it, you know?
He wanted to say he wanted to come, but he's recovering from knee surgery, so he missed it. But he's looking forward to going to Italy.
Well, you tell him that enjoy it, and when he gets to Italy, make sure he doesn't bypass Venice. But they're going to do a video of the performance, so make sure that keep in touch and you can get you a copy of this video. They're the artists. They're going to make this whole thing more important than I am.
It was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you. And keep up your art if you're in it.
Al, we just wanted to stop and say hi. You probably don't remember us.
I remember your face so well. What are you talking about?
I bring you greetings from Tom Hall.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Where is Tom?
Well,
He's in the Bahamas.
Poor Tom
Bonefish.
couldn't come today because he had to go to the Bahamas.
Tom was so close. You know, Tom did all of my photography when I was down here doing my work at camp.
We had one of your
Carl
pictures.
and Sherry Yo.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
man.
did,
painted a
wedding
picture for us
pictures.
for our wedding.
Yeah, we still have it 30 years later.
Well, you know, you're close to me in all respects.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
delighted to see you.
Yeah, this was fun.
Well,
We ought to make it an annual event.
Well, I just have to take it moment by moment. But I swear,
Are they going to make this part of permanent?
I'm not sure of all of that. I mean, but the painting belongs to everybody now, and it's going to be on display for a while until it cures. And I'll be really happy to come back to see it myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'd like to see you do it again.
Yeah.
I was at your house on Furnace Creek.
Old Furnace Road.
Yeah, Old
Back
Furnace
in
Road, yeah.
1971.
Yeah.
Wow, you remember that?
Absolutely.
Hey, pretty good.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, we'd love to see things you're doing over in Youngstown if you're doing stuff like this or exhibits.
You were doing, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay.
You were doing the light thing at the Trumbull campus, Ken?
Yes, I was doing walking environments back then.
Yeah.
I was trying to put people inside of my work.
Yeah. And what were you doing in the 70s that you had a name for? You were taking old masters and doing
Oh
something?
yes, that was a series I did called Bromosynthesis.
Yeah.
Where I
That's
took
right, yes.
I took old master compositions
Yeah.
out of context.
Yes.
Hey, thank you. I'm so glad you came. You know, he's a
Yeah.
great painter here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh.
Carl paints, but Tom has gotten really good. Tom's into watercolors.
Well, you tell Tom I think of him all of the time because he really made such a difference in my.
He's doing watercolor. He's getting pretty good.
Well, he was always good and a great photographer.
Yeah. Gave up on photography, but it just didn't do anything for him anymore. So, you know, as you said, it's time to quit. You know when it's done, he knows when it's done.
Well, he exhausted the medium.
Yeah. What he needed to do was to continue to do photography was to embrace the technology that he didn't want to do.
Well,
Getting way out of it, beyond it.
it's gone so far
Yeah.
now. You know, it's in the computers and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we just wanted to
I
stop.
just want to say hi and bring you greetings.
Say hi.
Oh,
Hope we get a chance.
This, like I said, this was fun.
this is a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Wishes.
Thank you. I mean so much.
we wish you well.
Thank you so much. Well, guys, I know you could have done better, but I tried my best. That's amazing. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Just
man.
mind-blowing stuff.
Oh, I just
Inspirational.
I'm just so happy you were here. This is just.
Wouldn't have missed it for anything.
It's just unbelievable. You know, that so many people came out to do this.
Come see you. Are you kidding me?